how the patch has changed and shifted in terms of the marksman department. Like a lot of marksmen are definitely nerfed to the core. Even especially Cloud, who's supposed to be a meta pick, we just completely get thrown off as well. There are not really a lot of marksmen being able in the pool, except for maybe personally, I think Granger, slight buff, but so far we might not even see a marksman meta coming into the season. So pros and cons, anything can happen. However, I'm liking the Selena pickup here coming from Obnoxious Gentleman.
Okay, so this is what I'm seeing, right? So from how I see Obnoxious Gaming, they instantly bans out the Roger, the SF Finder, mainly because they spot out the Kufa. And only when I see a Kufa, sure, he's a great initiator, great tanker, great CC down, but mainly because he's a great controller against assassins. So in this case, from how, but the thing is, it works two ways, you know. If you pick the Kufa or ban the Kufa, I could take an assassin for myself. So banning out the Roger tells me that Obnoxious Gaming just might go for an assassin lineup as their hyper carry, just so that they can get to the back line and just constantly catch them. But of course, they have to be careful a little bit from the Kufa, as he can also control and lock down those assassins. On the other side, Forsaken, or having the fear and realize that Roger is out of the pick, they instantly try to minimize as much assassin as possible, gets rid of the Lancelot, but Ling is still in the pool.
Oh yeah, Ling in the pool as well. Hellcurt, despite the nerfs, is still a force to be reckoned with as well. I might be expecting a hyper meta coming from Obnoxious Gentleman just because of the Selena pickup here, but looks like it's gonna be a jaw hit pickup here. So this might be a support jaw hit. Esmeralda off lane. I'm not seeing Esmeralda as being as a position 4 here, but jaw hit just for the early engagements with the Selena. This is okay, this might be a hyper strategy coming from Obnoxious Gentleman. Like they're going to be playing all supportive roles, making sure that one hero carries the entire hero, which is going to be the Ling. Yeah, makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
This is definitely going to be their roles for it as well. And the thing is, from the current lineup of Obnoxious Gentleman, I feel they're going to go with the 1-3-1 here. With the Jawhead going to the side lane, as the Atlas and the Selena is definitely going to be babysitting that lane in the mid lane. On the other side, for Forsaken, they decided to go with the Bruno hyper carry because they just realized, alright, it's fine. Since they're going to be, they have team fight composition, they're probably most likely going to be picking an assassin as well. We might as well pick a hyper carry that's very flexible and very versatile in the early game and the mid game, which can always lead up towards that late game. And the Bruno is just one of the greatest answers for them here.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we're going to be starting off game 1 for the Mobile Legends Professional League Season 6 Singapore qualifiers here. It's going to be Obnoxious Gentleman going up against Forsaken, and Forsaken will be on the blue side, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of the hyper meta as well, I'm not sure about the hyper Bruno just because of the Lunox pickup. They might be sharing the buff in general coming from Forsaken,
true.
But at the same time, Obnoxious Gentleman going for a very different kind of strategy here, putting all their eggs and baskets into this lane. And if Forsaken finds a way to counter that, it might be over for them. But still, ladies and gentlemen, we would not know who's going to be the winners here. Drafts is there. The drafts is set. We're going to be seeing this here. Quick predictions here for game 1. Leonard, who do you think is going to take game 1?
Oh, this is actually pretty interesting to me. I'm favoring Obnoxious Gentlemen a little bit more, mainly because their rotation, their ganking timing is actually a little bit more scarier compared to Forsaken. Like literally, if they're going to go with the 1-3-1, their rotation around think of it, down to either the bot lane or the top lane is going to be ridiculously crazy. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be jumping into the land of the dawn here for the first Singapore qualifying match of today here. Beautiful graphics once again. Thank you so much to the production for doing it. And looks like both sides is also going to be agreeing with this 1-3-1 to see if they can contest with each other out here.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here Obnoxious Gentleman here, RYEB going to be getting scouted out here from side Forsaken, taking a little bit of harassment here. RYEB taking too much damage. This is not going to be great for him in the offlane department here. However, they're going to be leaving Esmeralda up top here, so no marksman for them. They're going to be having Selena and Atlas in the support row, so 2 offlaners on top and bottom lane, and they're going to be prioritizing and making sure this lane keeps up their farm here. However, Forsaken, they see this, they have a good read. They're going to be sending the Popo and Koopa to try and scout things up. They have the traps available. ZONK tries to go in for steal. A Marble lies here. His might be in some trouble here. ZONK gets stopped as well, tried to go for the dodge, but unfortunately the Kufra won't stop him in his track. So Forsaken takes first blood.
Oh man, that was actually a really great opening for the side here of Forsaken as well, because the thing is on the side here of Obnoxious Gentleman, besides the rotation time being careful, they have a condition. Since they have the Esmeralda, including with the Alice as well, they really need to hit level 4 as fast as possible. Although I was a little bit concerned, I mean I was happy but concerned at the same time with them picking the Selena, but with now it's going to be a little bit different as they managed to, Forsaken was able to take the first blood for themselves here. But anyway, here is the replay to see how the ZONK was able to get first blood for himself here. And it is I was a little bit concerned because they're a little bit overextended there. Isley catches up and it was actually punished for it.
Well, that's going to be unfortunate here, but well done play strap here from the side of AMBROSCUS here. However, for the bottom side here, looks like you called it here. It's going to be Hyper Bruno, and they're going to be leaving the Lunox solo out bottom here. I'm a little bit concerned just because of how Lunox needs the blue buff to be able to dish out damage here. However, he's only level 3. Pebble getting slowed up. Kai is going to be joining an assist here, but Pebble will be able to disengage safely here. This Hyperlink is struggling to going for the push. However, the Lunox gets sniped off as well. RYEB will take the kill in general.
This was actually really great for the side of Obnoxious Gentleman because the Link was actually harassed a little bit too much, but he was still able to secure the kill and even was able to enable his team to get a nice pickup on the Lunox. Now, like you said, I understand your concern that the Lunox really needs that blue buff, but they really needed a really strong side in it here because the rotation timing is just ridiculously strong on the side of Obnoxious Gentleman. They just need someone to really hold them off and just as long as possible.
Yep, definitely here. And at the same time, so fortunately for Obnoxious Gentleman here, the hyper buffs are still available on Link here, so Pebble needs to make a play really soon before Forsaken runs out of control. However, Forsaken, they're trying to set up shop here to possibly try and steal the blue buff away here. Kai is in the vicinity. They have the Kufra charging up. Looks like they are going to disengage here just because of Selena having the vision here. They know that Forsaken might be coming here. The arrow does connect, but it is only a Popo and Koopa here, so they are going to be backing off here, not going to be re-engaging this fight. They know how strong Forsaken can be in this fight, especially with the double buffs here. However, seems to me they might be rotating up top, but no! Instead, shuts down. Esmeralda gets the kill in return, and he safely makes it out alive. Can they go for them? Oh no! The flicker from Gloria misses here. He needs one more hit. Abandon. Oh, he survives! The Tyrant Rage misses as well. Abandon survives it. Here comes Pebble for the re-engagement, for the punish, and they will get the kill instead. Obnoxious Gentleman's reply.
The thing is just like, I get what Forsaken is trying to do. It's a really hard game for them as well because they really need to try to time all these rotation gangs as much as possible, especially prioritizing both the Esmeralda and the Joy. If both gets a little bit too big, there's a little bit of concern. By the way, Jadore overextends a little bit, but he's quite confident he can able to take it out. Will flicker out just for safety, but he just might actually go down here. Here comes the last insanity popping up on hop, followed by the flicker. Was going to be forcing ZONK to fall back. Great pushing back as well and forcing Alice out of the mix here. They might just be able to take this turtle from themselves here, but the rotation, look at the bot lane as itself, as the Joy is just constantly just free farming all the way.
Oh no, Abandon tries to go to first snipe. Unfortunately, doesn't get it here. He might get paid with his life. The trap is there. Abandon is gonna literally abandon the battlefield here, whereas the rest of the teams from Obnoxious Gentleman will leave him for the making. Great play here coming from Forsaken with the retaliation here. Despite losing that team fight up top, they were able to capitalize on the turtle, re-engage it. However, bottom lane, they will lose the tier 1.
The thing is this, right? Like even though sure they managed to get a turtle from themselves here. Just look at the side of RYEB and Pebble. But anyway, before I talk about, speaking of Pebble, Pebble is currently on the top side, doing quite the amount of damage to our dear friend Dara, and literally had to force to pop the ultimate and fall back. But anyway, like I was saying, RYEB and Pebble already hitting the Raptor Machete at the same time. That's gonna be amplify their farm in the jungle even more. They're literally prioritizing and just getting as much farm as possible. Forsaken was trying to do a lot of rotation game to try to slow them down, but it has not worked out for them by far. The first one was great because sadly ZONK did a slight mistake and overextended and got caught for their first blood. But after that, Obnoxious Gentleman just really stepped up and started punishing them all the way.
Well, Enchanted Tesla already picked up here on the Esmeralda with the Magic Shop emblem here. So that's going to be a great early timing here coming from Abandon, despite having a great run in the top lane, getting a solo kill against Lunox and making that escape the play for Obnoxious Gentleman. This is going to be the key player right now from the side of Obnoxious Gentleman. The trap does see him, but bottom lane here, a little bit of small dive towards the X-Rock, but with the Firaga armor, he's going to be A-OK as of now. And now Forsaken, their reply is going to be focusing on taking the tier 1 up top. Esmeralda is going to focus on clearing the creep waves as well, but the wolves here coming from Popo and Koopa is just so annoying. Koopa, are they going to get the last hit? Yes, they will. Abandon, he's a little bit far away here, and the darkening is there, but Dara misses with the vision, but it's not gonna matter. He's gonna able to secure the kill, and he's gonna take it down. However, on the bottom side here, Pebble will go up bananas and with the hyperlink, gets a double kill for him, and they will leave the Xbox left alive.
great decision coming out from Obnoxious Gentleman as well. Spotting out that Esmeralda was actually on the top lane, despite knowing that she might die as well. They instantly just continued pressuring down to the bot lane and started forcing a team fight, despite knowing that they even have a bigger advantage, not just in man, but in damage as well. So not much control of the bot lane. They have GORPIANG with the Kufa to try to control, but it's just not enough because Pebble is definitely not going to be jumping in when there's the existence of the Tyrant's Rage. So by the time Tyrant's was used, he was able to fully utilize his skill and picked off 2 members for himself at that bottom lane.
Fantastic trade off so far here. However, this turtle is going to be the contestant here, as Obnoxious Gentleman, they need this turtle buff up on link so Pebble can actually run out of control. However, Forsaken is in no position to set up, no way to contest this here, and they have not have the threat set up from the side of Popo Koopa yet, and they will have to respect the power of Obnoxious Gentleman right now. And Abandon is going to trade a turtle as well, a little bit more map control here. And seems to me Forsaken, they're losing towers left, right, front, and center, and the middle tower might keep next as well. And the moment they lose this middle tower, they are going to lose so much map control towards Obnoxious Gentleman. And currently in this situation, Obnoxious Gentleman, they are in a very, very comfortable situation right now.
Too comfortable actually. Look at RYEB right now as a joy. He already has his Blade of Heptasus and Pebble with endless battles. These guys are about to shred anybody. But anyway, come to the mid lane here. Lunox, Dara has no choice but to pop the ultimate just to get out of that situation, because he knows once gets caught by RYEB with the ejector, that's going to be the end of his life. Bouncy Ball going to be trying to force them back. Pebble is just chilling. He's just waiting for them to make a mistake. Jadore did have to commit the failings, but that was to force Dara to commit that ultimate.
Fantastic bait here coming from Forsaken here to try and bait out failings, but at the same time they're so afraid of the Ling right now. Pebble's got all the triple buffs, and right now they need the buffs available from side Forsaken, and it gets stolen. And this time Bruno does not have the buff. They have to be careful about this fight. And Obnoxious Gentleman, they're playing it safe. Jawhead goes in. The rest of the teams are bailed on him here. He will get punished immediately from the side of Forsaken, and no consolation prize here. Obnoxious Gentleman, a little bit of miscommunication there, and Forsaken, very nicely done of them to capitalize on this situation. However, Pebble is looking to get a little bit greedy here, as they are going to be prioritizing the blue buff. Insanity gets used here for a second. Are they going to go for a fight? Tyrant's Rage is not going to be enough. Bruno is there, pops the ultimate, but where's the damage? Are they going to be having enough here? Pebble going to dodge the fights here, as the rest of the teams from side Forsaken, they're going to be pursuing the tanks here, and seems to me nothing has been done. The blue buff has been stolen, and Obnoxious Gentleman, they disengage fairly, and the arrow connects, but it is after all on the tank.
I absolutely think what Obnoxious Gentleman did is absolutely fantastic. Although Forsaken had to commit quite the amount of ultimate, was not even able to lock down or even get a kill for himself. What's even better, Jadore, the most patient Alice I've ever seen here, by a beautiful killing spree coming for the side of Pebble, still going to be looking for a wall. Jadore has failings, is the command fit, perfect match, but was not able to catch AMBROSCUS, as he was able to just get up with the skin of his teeth. Sadly, the turtle is going to be falling once again to the side here of Obnoxious Gentleman, and even with the Forsaken losing 1 member here.
Beautiful purify here coming from AMBROSCUS here, just because of the Fatal Links. However, the cooldown on the Fatal Links is going to be slightly short here, so it's going to be a small win here coming from Obnoxious Gentleman. But great decision here. They were able to punish all OPS for that mispositioning in the middle lane here. RYEB was the one that set it up in the middle lane, and however, this time he's got a little bit more items to work with here, and from the side of Forsaken, Kai needs to buy a little bit more time for the rest of the team, especially from the side of Forsaken, to buy time for him to get those items here. However, Obnoxious Gentleman here, you can see Abandon, he's thinking of making a play, but seems to be they're going to be continuing to apply the pressure right now.
For a match coming down, Izzy picks up, finds GORPIANG as well, but that is the bounce ball. They do not want to try to go for the tank. Jadore still very patient, still holding out that Fatal Links. GORPIANG initially in there, but the Fatal Links is going to capture all 3 members of Forsaken. Beautiful catch up, but the final last insanity is going to burn them all to the ground. But Pebble is still alive, was able to get 1, but Lunox will shut him down, gets the killing spree. Dara is on a roll. GORPIANG is trying to hunt them down. He'll get the Popo Koopa. Abandon is not here to abandon the team just yet. He tried to 1 before this, but realizing not enough damage at all, has to fall back here.
Oh, mistakes were made from side Obnoxious Gentleman here. They took that fight 3v5 here, overestimating their power just to try and steal the buff. But despite having a beautiful Fatal Link here, but you must give credit towards Forsaken. You can take a look at the highlights right here. That team fight was just ridiculous. The Fatal Link catching everyone, but the Tyrant's Rage was the killing factor, denying that fight. And on top of that, the brilliance coming in from the Lunox was just doing damage. Likewise with the Bruno ultimate just popping off, and there was the first mistake from the side of Ladies and Gentlemen, taking the fight 3v5, and Forsaken were able to capitalize on that. Beautiful stuff coming from them.
A lot of greater control, especially on Pebble as well. That's pretty much the only that's literally the first time he actually ever died. And GORPIANG just realized, like, you know what, hey, I know I'm the only person that could control this. I am going to save my ultimate, my Tyrant's Rage, just so I can rage all over Pebble's dead body. By the way, we can see just constantly going on the harass here. I believe what actually happened was that, Ladies and Gentlemen, when they had that slight advantage, I felt they should just try to dominate their dominance, assert dominance and control over their opponent jungle, because, like, literally after a few clashes, we still see that Forsaken still is able to free roam in their jungle and was even able to take a team fight for themselves.
I definitely agree on your part here. Just because they got a little bit greedy, they tried to control all 3 lanes at the same time while taking a team fight. Like I said, overextending in power. However, economy-wise, they are still leading. The Lord is going to be up for grabs here. Obnoxious Gentlemen, they're going to be securing the Lord as of now. You can see Jadore. He's going to be trying to set up for the team here. However, Forsaken, they have not decided yet. Are they going to commit this fight? They have a WoW Esmeralda up top, and now the blue buffs red buff is going to be secured here from the side of Bruno here. However, are they going to contest this? The Lord is going to be out for grabs, and then Retribution is there. Arrow doesn't connect. Jadore trying to go for the Fatal Links, but he's taking a little bit too much damage here. Instead of being back top as well, but is it going to be able to catch anyone here? The stun coming from Koopa, but no, Fatal Links catches up too. They are going to dive in here, but the Bruno will shut him out. The Xbox still survives right now. Obnoxious Gentlemen, they're going to give them a fight here. The Link is going to force to disengage, and Forsaken, they lose 3 in the process, and Obnoxious Gentlemen, they will continue on the rats as well.
Dude, that was absolutely insane. But actually, what you guys actually saw to miss out as well, that GORPIANG failed to connect that Tyrant's Rage on Pebble. Pebble just barely got out of that situation, by the way, still pushing into the mix here. GORPIANG has no choice but to fall back. Here comes Purple Koopa. He's really trying to lock down Abandon as long as possible, but come on, it's Esmeralda. You can't stop this woman once she starts dancing around with that Frostmoon shield. So now even losing an inhibitor and the Lord is a Luminous Lord, by the way, and it's pushing towards a lane where there is no inhibitor, nothing to stop their tracks. But Obnoxious Gentlemen, they're not really trying to commit on the side here a lot. They just want to try to split push the other lane and make hopefully this Lord buys enough time for them to take the other inhibitors.
Oh, they're struggling right now from side of Forsaken here, and the enhanced Lord is knocking on their doors, and the bottom side as well. Obnoxious Gentlemen is going to capitalize that area. They lack the physical damage here to actually take down the Lord, and they are trying to capitalize even more objectives here. However, Obnoxious Gentlemen, they're going to be making a play here. Forsaken as well, they do not have buffs up on Kai, and Kai is in a tough spot right now. This marksman needs to carry the entire weight of the team with the damage done here. Unfortunately to say, Obnoxious Gentlemen is just so tanky here. Abandoned. Look at him. Like you said as well, Esmeralda, so hard to kill. However, here comes the trap, but looks like they do not want to engage this here. Ops does not have the mortality available.
So this is exactly what I'm hoping to see from right now from Obnoxious Gentlemen. They have the dominant, they already asserted control. Now they just need to constantly dominate that jungle and just give them a message like, hey, you want your jungle, you better commit everything just for it. And the thing is, it's going to be a little hard for them because they really need the items. Bruno, we saw Kai already, he was literally 2 levels below Pebble, although he's slowly climbing up towards that level 15, but it's just not fast enough. He needs the jungle, he cannot split farm with his teammates, and Obnoxious Gentlemen is doing such a great job just preventing them that.
Slowly but surely here, Forsaken's timing is going to come up online here with the marksman from the side of Bruno, but is it going to be enough damage? That's going to be the worrisome here. As you can see, Jadore is going to be the key hero that they need to figure out how to deal with here. The debuffs are coming in from the side of Obnoxious Gentlemen to counter the attack power coming in from this Bruno up on Forsaken. However, you can see the pressure is on from the side of Obnoxious Gentlemen. They're trying to make a play. Jadore is there. He's trying to set up for the perfect Fatal Links. The 4 people up on mid, but he's debating whether he should or should not go. He might get punished for this, but at the same time, Forsaken, they're playing the full defense mode. Full turtle up. The arrow doesn't connect. It's going to be connecting onto the Koopa, and that's not the target you want to be focusing on here from side of Obnoxious Gentlemen.
This is really scary as well, because right now we see JADORE, they're just buying a little bit more time, allowing JADORE to just split push that lane all the way to the bottom here, trying to see if they can force Forsaken to try to make a mistake, or they could just be buying time for the next law, because the next law will actually decide on whether Obnoxious Gentlemen is going to be sealing the deal here in Forsaken's fate in this first game, or will Forsaken be able to slowly try to take this game back into their favor. But it's just a little bit too difficult, because with Pebble just constantly roaming and waiting for such initiation opportunity. GORPIANG cannot be the initiator he was supposed to be because he needs to try to control Pebble as much as possible.
Well, it seems to me the game plan here from Silent Obnoxious Gentlemen is try to steal the red and blue buff away from Forsaken and then transition into Lord, which is going to be up in 15 seconds here. And Forsaken, they know this. They are trying to push out of the base here to try and contest this. And Obnoxious Gentlemen, they're applying the pressure here. They do not want to give a free win here. And Forsaken, they're playing very, very careful about this here. You can see they might consider going for the jump here. The Lord is going to be coming up right now. And now you can see immediately running towards the Lord pit here. Forsaken, they want to defend it against this, but at the same time on minimap as well, you can see Abandon on Esmeralda applying pressure to top lane. What do they do now? The red buff is going to be focused here from side of Obnoxious Gentlemen. Are they going to commit? Jadore, nope. They will back up. The Lord is going to be on half HP. Forsaken, are they going to go for the jump? Are they going to go for it here? GORPIANG is setting up, but the Immortality is there. However, Abandon is so far back into his enemy backlines here. Is he going to go commit to this? He's still alive. He's going to try and focus down to Bruno, but Bruno is only one hit away. He doesn't get it. Abandon makes it 1 HP, and for a second, they're in a disparity right now. Last Insanity gets used as well. Obnoxious Gentlemen, they will lose 1. They will lose 2, and OPS gets a double kill. Link does not have the buff. They're going to contest it. Can he steal it? Yes, he will. Force the pop to Tempest Lane. He needs to back off. Forsaken, they somehow fight back, and they were able to get 2.
So that was pretty big for them as well. And the thing is, maybe a little bit of overcommitment coming from the side of Abandon because no other team and Pebble wasn't really in the position to try to assist. But anyway, here comes the Lord. Will they try to contest it for it once a bit? Again, because the Lord Major Spells is not here in the mix here. Pebble decided enough since he cannot contest for the Lord, he's going to be trying to go push towards his bot lane. They try to steal the Lord, but still fail. Here comes catches all 3 men. Still go for the kill as well. Will they have enough damage? Here comes Pebble. Pebble jumping up the Tempest of Blaze. Jadore gets a little bit down low. But will he be able to catch connect the perfect? No, he will not because he gets shut down. There's the mega kill for our dear friend Ops, and now they're pushing it all the way. Look at the respawn timer, 42 seconds. 40 seconds. That's insanely too long. Will ZONK and RYEB be able to hold it long enough before they take down this crystal?
What an amazing comeback here coming from Forsaken here. Kai's timing is online. The tier 3s are dropping. Obnoxious Gentlemen, they only have Selena and Jawhead to defend against this. How are they going to do this here? But the Lord is going to be pushing from the top side here alongside Dara with the Lunox here. But the crystal is going to be focused here. Can they defend this? Insanity comes in and Jawhead goes down. Goodbye, my friend. Obnoxious Gentlemen might fall down right here by the crystal. They do not have minutes. It somehow survives. For a second, they're going to be struggling to end this game. But look at this. They don't even care. They're going to be focusing on the top side. The Lord is coming in. Obnoxious Gentlemen, there is nothing they can do. ZONK gets taken down. And Forsaken makes a comeback in game number 1. My goodness.
Dude, that was absolutely insane and so close as well. And I think possibly if I could point out the one thing that was pretty obvious in the last fight was that Pebble wasn't on top of the Bruno. Pebble was focusing on those with low, which I totally understand. I mean, you're an assassin, you want to try to minimize as much layers as much as possible, but you really want to nail that Bruno. He kept mowing down